Hello everybody and welcome to the NASCAR Legend Series, Season number 3, Race number 7 from Tropical Smoothie Cafe, the penultimate race to the regular season. That's right, the next race, held at Walmart Motor Speedway as was decided by you guys, will be the regular season finale. With all of that in mind, these drivers are going to battle out for as many points as possible to try to make the 8-man playoffs. Ryan Blaney is starting on pole, filling in for Brad Keselowski still, who is expected to return next week, which means Kyle Busch will also be unbanned from the series. But with both of those drivers mostly out of play for the championship, let's go look at the important drivers to watch out for. Kurt Busch is starting right beside Ryan Blaney, who I said already is on pole for today's race. Ross Chastain will be filling in for Kyle Larson after Kyle Larson's being banned from NASCAR Legend Series competition, and his car's been good all week. And then the two Mobil 1 cars of Kevin Harvick and Clint Bowyer starting in the back after mechanical failures. Now, let's look at today's starting lineup. In row number 1, we are going to have Ryan Blaney on pole with Kurt Busch next to him. Row number 2 is going to be Denny Hamlin and Matt Kenseth. In row number 3, it's going to be Jimmie Johnson and Darrell Waltrip. Row number 4 is going to be Ross Chastain and Martin Truex Jr. Row number 5 is going to be Rusty Wallace and Dale Earnhardt Jr. Row 6 is Mark Martin and Carl Edwards, both almost playoff clinched already. Then it's going to be Richard Petty and Bill Elliott in row 7. Row 8 is Jeff Gordon, last season's champion, and Tony Stewart. Then it's going to be Michael Waltrip and Cale Yarborough. In row 10 is going to be Joey Logano and Dale Jarrett. And rounding out the field in row 11 is going to be Kevin Harvick and Clint Bowyer, filling in for Ryan Newman for one last race. Now, as we get to today's race facts, it's going to be a 12-lap race with stages at 4, 8, and 12. Ryan Blaney's on the pole, low chance of rain, and this is the penultimate race of Season 3. And now the pace car pulls off, and we are underway at Tropical Smoothie Cafe Speedway. Blasting it off into turn 1, Ryan Blaney will keep a strong lead as Denny Hamlin comes up in a second. 3 wide behind him as Jimmie Johnson forces his way to the inside. Now takes third away from Matt Kenseth as Kurt Busch is dropping back quickly. Ryan Blaney, like we saw in practice this week, has a good short run car, but it starts to fade quickly as now Hamlin, going to the outside of Blaney, gets to his quarter panel. This could be it for Blaney's lead. And now Denny Hamlin will go to the high side again, and Ryan Blaney's loose in the middle. Denny Hamlin will take the lead as he goes 4 wide in the pack behind him, now finally finding in a place right behind Ross Chastain, who's been coming up through the field on that high side. Now 1, 2, 3 are all single file down. We have a caution on the track coming to the stage end, and there's a hole in the track. I think the car's diamonding off of the exit like that, put a hole down there, a lot more force at the bottom of the track than I think people were expecting. Stage 1 will go to Denny Hamlin, as that was the last lap of the stage, as we will have to repair this, and we will be back in just a moment. And now the track is paved, as we are going to go back racing in stage number 2. The green flag is back in the air. Denny Hamlin leads us to turn 1. As he'll get a jump out ahead of Jimmie Johnson, and there's a huge crash on the back. Kevin Harvick almost up and over. Onto his side. That looks like it collected 9, 10 cars, maybe even 11. Half of our field wiped out in that crash as they all piled into each other trying to slow down. Let's watch what happened here. As you see Michael Waltrip getting turned, Kevin Harvick gets turned hard into the inside wall. Mark Martin was trying to avoid the incident. He ends up collecting Harvick. Everybody else just piles into the back of one another. Good thing for Mark Martin is that he was already pretty much guaranteed a playoff spot. He had enough points already, and that'll draw the red flag immediately. So as these cars get cleaned up, we will have to go to another break. 2 breaks in 1 race. We apologize for this, but with the red flag out, we will be back in just a moment. And that did take out 11 total cars. Half of our field is gone. The caution has finally come out. Stage 2 will end under caution. Denny Hamlin will be your winner. Now we have a 2-lap shootout to decide the winner. Green flag. Denny Hamlin once again gets a strong run to the bottom. Jimmy Johnson pushed 3 wide in the back. Richard Petty on the inside. Bill Elliott tries to find an opening. Can't do it. Jimmy Johnson gets single file. Final lap of the race. Now Jimmy Johnson will go low, tucking in right behind Denny Hamlin. Matches him off the corner. Edwards on the high side. Johnson goes low. Hamlin high. Johnson will pull up beside him. Edwards splits the middle. It's going to be Jimmy Johnson at the line, winning his 3rd race of the season. Jimmy Johnson goes low here. Denny Hamlin thinks he can get the run off the high side here. Jimmy Johnson was almost affected by Carl Edwards trying to split the middle there, as he doesn't have quite enough of a run. Our points leader still without a win. Jimmy Johnson just edging out Denny Hamlin to the line. It's only because he took that low line, and that's the quicker way around. Because of the track damage, they did ask Jimmy Johnson to not do any burnouts. So there he is in victory lane, flexing his muscles with 3 wins this season, despite not being the points leader. That title still remains to Carl Edwards. As now we go and look at the points, you see Carl Edwards has actually locked himself in. That's how far he is ahead of everybody else. 50 points up. He is locked into the playoffs no matter what. Jimmy Johnson is almost a for sure. Mark Martin in 3rd. Now we look at the back half of the field here. You see a lot more drivers really far out of this playoff grid, and you see the first drivers eliminated for sure. Martin Truex Jr. and Kyle Busch cannot make it in on points, and since there is no win and get in, same for Darrell Waltrip and Brad Keselowski, they are out of the playoffs for sure. Their seasons are just for fun at this point. Thank you everybody so much for watching this race. This next race at Walmart, the final race of the regular season, should be out quicker than this one and the one before it, which were really, really slow. But after that, there will probably be quite some time before the 2 playoff races. And that is because this is going to be the last race I'm filming in this house before I move. So I will have no studio to work in for quite some time. So hopefully the hiatus won't seem too unnormal because I'm so inconsistent putting out these videos anyways. But I do hope to get them all in before too far in the fall. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. It's been a blast filming this regular season. The finale should be coming up in about a month for the regular season. And I hope you all have a good night.